They called it cricket's boldest experiment.
Followed again. That's the bigger boundary, but it really doesn't matter. That's gone a long way.
100 balls, brand new rules, and the power to change the sport forever. But did the 100 bring salvation, or open a Pandora's box? To answer that, we have to rewind to a secret meeting at a golf resort in Spain. In late 2017, at a luxury resort in Spain, ECB commercial chief Sanjay Patel pitched a radical idea. A cricket match with just 100 balls per side, shorter, faster, easier to follow. That single moment triggered a transformation in English cricket. The fallout was immediate. Traditional county loyalties were shaken, legal challenges surfaced, and many fans condemned it as a betrayal of cricket's heritage. But while tradition took a hit, the financial gains were undeniable. In 2017, the ECB struck a £1.1 billion broadcast deal with Sky and the BBC, 3 times larger than its previous package. For the first time in 21 years, live cricket came back to free-to-air TV. Nearly £475 million from that deal was ring-fenced to support counties, offering stability at a time when cricket finances were under severe pressure. For the ECB, it wasn't just about innovation, it was survival. In 2022, the 100 drew more than 500,000 fans across men's and women's matches. By 2023, that figure climbed to 580,000, the highest in the tournament's short history. But in 2024, crowds dipped slightly, down by about 7% to 540,000. Still, that's an average of 15,000 fans per game, stronger than the T20 Blast. Another valid point of consideration is price. According to a 2023 study by The Guardian, many fans find ticket prices prohibitive, with only 4% willing to spend more than £100 to watch a single day's play. The 100 strives for affordability, with prices typically ranging from £10 to £20. This encourages youth to be inspired by the game's greats. On television, the women's competition has been just as powerful. Several games ranked among the most watched domestic women's sports broadcasts in the UK, proving that women's cricket now has a major stage of its own. So, while critics argue about tradition, the numbers tell a different story. The 100 is pulling people in, and reshaping how cricket is consumed. The 100 has hosted well-attended games and secured record TV deals, but the reality behind the hype is less clear. ECB Chief Executive Richard Gould recently admitted there's no hard evidence the tournament is creating long-term cricket fans. In other words, people may enjoy the 100, but that doesn't mean they're following test matches, ODIs, or even T20 internationals. And here's the catch. The ECB has never done a full study to prove whether new audiences stick around once the tournament ends. So, while the 100 entertains in the moment, the bigger question remains. Is it really growing the game, or just filling a few summer evenings? If there's one problem the 100 can't escape, it's the calendar. English cricket is already bursting at the seams. The 100 doesn't live in its own bubble. It clashes with the T20 Blast, squeezes the county championship, and sometimes even overlaps with international series. Take 2023. The Ashes finished just as the 100 began. That meant stars like Ben Stokes and Joe Root were either unavailable or only able to play a handful of games. Fans who bought tickets expecting to see England's best often walked away disappointed. And then there's the Blast. Once the pride of county cricket, its finals day is now overshadowed by the 100's prime August slot. Counties argue it eats into their revenue and weakens loyal fan bases. Players are feeling the squeeze too. Between tests, ODIs, T20 internationals, the Blast, the 100 and overseas leagues, the calendar is more congested than ever. Even England's director of cricket, Rob Key, admitted it's almost impossible to fit everything in. So yes, the 100 delivers spectacle, but in an already jam-packed schedule, it raises the bigger question. How many competitions can really survive at once? The 100-ball format is concise and dynamic, designed for modern attention spans. It delivers exciting cricket in around 2.5 hours, perfect for new or casual fans. In 2023, the 100 attracted 580,000 spectators, a record high. Although numbers dipped 7% to roughly 540,000 in 2024, it still averages over 15,000 fans per match, outperforming the traditional T20 Blast. The BBC brought live cricket back to free television, broadcasting doubleheaders including the 100. This returned accessible cricket to millions after years behind paywalls. Equal prize money, doubleheaders, and record-breaking viewership have elevated the women's game. Tammy Beaumont's thrilling 118 off 61 balls remains a standout moment. Many traditionalists view the tournament as disruptive, diluting county cricket's heritage and undermining existing structures, a sentiment widely reported and echoed across fan communities. While still strong, the 7% decline in 2024 raises concerns about sustaining momentum, especially outside of London venues. ECB CEO Richard Gould admits there's no firm data that the 100 builds lasting audiences for tests, ODIs, or T20s, raising doubts about its long-term impact. The 100 isn't just another tournament, it's a stage for global superstars. In the 2024 draft, names like David Warner, Kane Williamson, Meg Lanning, and Smriti Mandhana headlined the overseas picks. Mandhana carried a reserve price of £50,000, highlighting her elite value. Meg Lanning, one of cricket's most decorated captains, brought her legacy of World Cup wins and record-breaking runs. For fans, this mix of global icons and rising stars gives the 100 its star appeal. Flashy, marketable, and undeniably entertaining. The 100 has done more for women's cricket in England than any recent format. From the start, matches featured doubleheaders, showcasing both men's and women's games back-to-back. Crucially, prize money was equal, £600,000 split evenly between the two competitions. By 2023, it drew over 300,000 fans, a record for women's cricket. 8 of those games ranked among the most watched women's domestic broadcasts on Sky Sports. We got standout moments too. Tammy Beaumont smashed the first women's century in the 100, 118 off just 61 balls, rewriting the record books. Then there's Alice Capsey, 16 at the time, who credits her breakthrough in the 100 for fast-tracking her into the England setup. The ECB backed this growth financially. In 2024, the women's salary cap rose 40%, from £250,000 to £350,000, and top players now earn up to £50,000. This isn't just another format, it's changing cricket, raising the profile of women's sport, offering elite athletes real opportunities, and inspiring the next generation. So, is the 100 the future of cricket, or is it a misstep that risks fragmenting the sport? It's brought money, star power, and huge visibility. But it also deepened divisions and left unanswered questions about cricket's identity. Maybe it's too early to judge. Maybe it evolves into a global brand. Or maybe it fades into cricket's boldest failure. But here's the real question. If the 100 fails, what happens to cricket next? What do you think? Did this topic have you hooked? Well, you'll love this next video on Cricket Crafter.